Here's the question for today. Can you find God outside the Bible in current modern culture? Can you find God in a rap song, or in a movie, or in a Netflix show? Is it possible that God has sprinkled little bits and pieces of Himself and His truth in all kinds of unlikely places, even in the other world religions, outside Christianity? A movie like Avatar had this huge battle between good and evil. Pandora was this beautiful place that's peaceful, and bad people came to go to war and try to take it over, to take resources away. It's kind of the whole Bible story. And there are people who think they can see Jesus in many places. I've read articles where they think they found Jesus in Harry Potter. There's a God figure and a Satan figure, and people die and are resurrected, and there's good and evil. Did God sneak Himself into a set of books and movies with witches? That's what the question is. The story for this particular video is that Christmas that almost died in England, maybe around the world. And Charles Dickens decided that he was going to be the one to bring it back. He would write a great Christmas story that would change the game and make people excited and happy about Christmas again. So he wrote the famous book, A Christmas Carol, about this terrible person, Scrooge, who had totally lost the spirit of Christianity. Everything was money to him now. He's treating his nephew terrible, doesn't want to celebrate Christmas, thinks that's all ridiculous. So somebody sends him 3 ghosts, Christmas ghosts, past, present, future. And now he begins to see himself for how he really is. And by the end, if you've seen the movie, we're not trying to go over the whole story. By the end of the movie, he's convinced. And he promises to do better, and he'll change. And he wakes up Christmas morning, and he asks somebody, what day is it? Is it Christmas? And he realizes he has a chance to make up for all that he has lost and cheated people when he could have helped people with the Christmas spirit. And he buys presents, and he buys food, and he goes over to his family with his nephew, and he promises to do better. And he will keep Christmas all year long. It was in a movie. And the story is that he went to a pastor and said to that pastor, I'll get them to Christmas. You get them to Jesus. He would take them halfway. Not with a sermon, not with church, not with stained glass, not with pews, but with a book and a movie. And he would take them halfway. And now people all over the world love Christmas. They may not get it all right, but at least one time a year, they're kind of using the name of Christ and giving and the Spirit of Jesus and all that. And maybe it'll take them halfway, and somewhere along the line, God will take them over the line and they'll become followers of Jesus. Can God use modern culture, movies and novels and music? Has He buried little bits and pieces of truth all over the world? And gradually someday He will pull all those pieces together, and the puzzle will all of a sudden make sense and be there, and people will get it. And they know that they were predisposed towards it, conditioned for it, with these little pieces that are in current modern culture. Can God use Hallmark movies with all the love stories and the singing and everybody's happy and snowballs and ice skating and mistletoe and the kiss at the end? And at the end, people are smiling and they're halfway to Jesus because they fell in love with Christmas again. Can they watch a TV show like The Pit? I watched a whole series on the plane coming home. It won an Emmy. And in that show, there's this constant battle between good and evil. And once in a while, there's a little reference about God, say a prayer. And someone will admit they're not sure that prayer works. And these issues are now being watched at by millions of people. They're not going to get all the way to Jesus from that, but it might make some think. And little pieces and threads. And people are wrestling with God. And maybe they're halfway there. God uses people who are only halfway people. None of us are perfect followers of Jesus, and God uses us. He uses pastors who are only halfway to get to God. So maybe he does sneak it into Lord of the Rings or Christmas movies or songs about love. And people get little glimpses, little warm moments. And then God will someday put it all together. We have a friend. Was here at our house at a party last night. We were talking about this. After he retired, he began to get involved in commercials and movies and acting a little bit. And he ended up in a video that he didn't really understand what it was going to be. He has a little tiny cameo in it. It's not a good video in terms of Christian. It's not Christian at all. But there he is in the middle of that. Didn't even know how it was going to be used. But maybe it's something like that. And maybe the people who write books and make movies and write songs don't even always know themselves what God is sneaking in. They didn't really mean it. But there they are. And it's all a part of a web that God is creating. Little pieces that add up. And someday somebody is ready to believe and go over the line. And they got halfway. Because of those things that God buried in culture. There were aspects of culture that ended up in the Bible. And God uses those moments. They weren't Christian when they were started, but God can use them in His work. So watch for those things. Listen for them. Maybe you will be the one to help make the link for somebody. And they will tie it all together and they'll go over the line. And they will realize it was Jesus all along that they were looking for in all that culture. This is Grace Force YouTube. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting us. God bless you. Happy holidays. So we'd love it if you enjoy what we have made. If you can like it and forward it on to other people, and we'll build the ministry on social media. Grace Force YouTube. God bless.